Early morning, early morning. So I'm in a relaxed mood, right? I'm just taking the steps necessary to take for my own mental health, despite whatever the court ordered, whatever. I don't give a damn. Whatever the PO want me to do, I need a break today. It's my off day. I'm taking off from everything, right? Except for making these videos, right? So today's video is gonna be about when the majority are simply incorrect, right? And it's gonna be a two piece video. It's gonna be when the majority are incorrect and apologizing, or no, correction, forgiving those who don't apologize. That's what this video is gonna be about, right? And it's gonna be about why I disagree with forgiving those who don't apologize. Why I disagree with forgiving them. So a few weeks ago, I just so happened to comment on a post on Instagram. I saw a cake thing. It was about a cake, and what it says is my brain when my significant other is around or my boyfriend is around. That's what the girl captioned it. And so one of the girls, like she's taking off the cake. It's a wraparound, or they call it a cake collar. It has a cake collar with a lid on top. So she's looking for how to remove the cake. She's trying to lift it from the collar, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to unwrap it or unpeel it, or however you want to say it. And her boyfriend just helps her lift the first lid off, right? And then she's supposed to finish unwrapping it or unpeeling it. And so one of the girls commented on, oh, he didn't do much, this, that, third. She still has to lift the cake. And so I comment, I'm like, nah, it's a wraparound cake. When he lifts the lid, it's a lock. It's like a lock mechanism where it goes in, and you're supposed to unwrap it so that you don't like mess up the icing by trying to like squeeze it and lift, right? And I tell her this. And then she continues, and I was like, but since I was like, okay, since you want to since I was like, since you want to argue, and I'm bored and petty enough to do so, I'll indulge you, right? I don't have the full thing right like pulled up because I don't have the I didn't take the screenshots on this phone. Take it on this phone. I don't feel like scrolling to where it was because it was actually in the comments, but I actually had the messages she sent because she sent it to me again in the messages as if to tell me like, okay, boom, you're wrong, this, that, that. I was like, oh, snap. You brought it to, you extended the range of the argument to the messaging. Okay, fair enough. I'll show it. That one I can show to you. See, I didn't message her first or nothing. She sends it to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, so you extended the range. There we go. Brighten it up. Can't really see the words too good. But what I say is, oh, well, look at you trying to expand the argument range. I commend your persistence. Challenge accepted. Right? She said, I don't know what you can add to the argument. You're right about the lid. I'm right about the lift. We both learned something. Nope, you're wrong. That's literally what I say. Right? And I say, nope, you're wrong. That's that bright ass shit that you can't see right there. That little blue one. And then I sent her what I see on Amazon that, okay, boom. And in the comments, I was telling her, I was like, yo, I used to bake. I've dealt with the wraparound cake. You feel me? I know it seems like it's easy and that you should just lift it, but no, you're supposed to do it this way. That's why she was struggling in the video, and I was telling her, I was like, yo, look at the context clues. I said that in the comment. I was telling the girl that commented on the video, like, look at the context clues in the video. She tried to lift it, and the whole cake started moving with her because you're not supposed to. It has like a seam. It's almost like suctioned in, and it has the unlock mechanism. And I was like, yo, just reverse engineer the way that they put it together. They put the base down, they put the wrap around, they put the lid on. Take the lid off, you unwrap, and it's just sitting on the base, and you can cut the cake. That's what I was telling her. And so I sent her the link from Amazon. See, I tell her right there, nope, you're wrong. It's blurry. I'm like, no, you're wrong. And then I say, and I was joking. I was like, yo, but we could argue about why you hate men so much. That's this part right up here. And she replies, it's assembled via seam and removed via lift. The person receiving the cake is not going to fumble with the seam. This video was posted to laugh at women and literally gave you credit where it was due from. I literally gave you credit where it was due from the start. You are using fighting words like argue and hate because you can't admit you're wrong about something, right? So I was playing around when I said let's argue about it. I was right. Right? I'm sitting there. Like, I know I'm right. I've done this before. You haven't. You had to go Google it, and I said she told me, she was like, Google it like I did. And I'm sitting there, Googled it, I YouTubed it. I could hardly find videos on how to do it. I'm just like, it's common sense though. You see in the video she couldn't lift it. You haven't done it before. And then so I was like, okay, I say it in this one. Okay, I'll let you have your victory lap. But I was like, but it's not posted to laugh at women. It's posted by a woman to laugh at herself. A joke, just like how I'm using the words argue and hate. I was just using the context clues of the video and telling you my experience with it. I just reversed the assembly process and unwrapped it. Dude probably would have done the same. She tried lifting it, it didn't work for her. That's all. He still helped though. Cause that's what I was commenting on. I'm like, Dad, you can't accept that the man helped it. Like, because the post was, it literally said, this is my this is me with my boyfriend, how I get when my boyfriend is around or something, as if, dag, like she's so nervous that, her common sense or something flies out the window. And then here's the interesting part that's gonna lead me into the video. You can't see it. I said, you're right, I was wrong. Turns out I was doing it the hard way, right? That's what I said to her, because I went on YouTube and I found one video. I seen all the other videos of them assembling it, but nobody was taking off the cake. And I saw one video where the lady lifts, she didn't lift it off the cake. She's trying to put it down on the cake. The cake is on the base, and she's trying to put the wraparound down instead of wrapping it around like she's supposed to. And I just took that and I was like, okay, maybe she's right. I doubted myself, right? That's something I shouldn't have done. That's another part of the video. Because the second part of the forgiving people who don't apologize is I put it on my Facebook yesterday. I was like, sometimes you gotta apologize to people who don't forgive. Cause right, why should I forgive you now? Cause and then here's what happened. Here's the interesting thing. She ghosted me. Like right after that, right after I said I was wrong. So right, so first she's saying I can't admit that I'm wrong. Then she ghosts me after I say I'm wrong. But lo and behold, you know what I did? Instead of YouTubing it, I did what she said. How to remove a cake collar. To remove a cake collar, also known as an acetate strip or cake band, carefully peel it off the cake, ensuring the cake is chilled and the frosting is set, and gently smooth out any imperfections with a hot spatula. Oh, snap. And then it goes you a more detailed explanation. Show the cake, peel slowly, smooth imperfections. Add a border. So I'm right. And I'm like, see, what she did was she Googled it, saw somebody putting it together, and assumed that she was right. I don't even know what video. She didn't send me the links to the video that she saw. She just sent me the actual video that I commented on. And I'm like, I'm showing you, I can Google it. I went to Google. You see it? Google. Just like she told me to in the comment section of that video. She's like, Google it like I did or research it like I did, and you would see. And I'm like, see, this is what happens when the majority is wrong, though, and the minority is right. right? This is society to a T, and they will argue with you not, and they don't even have the facts. Do I think she's gonna reply? No. It takes courage to admit that you're wrong. I could be wrong right now, and saying that she won't reply and admit that she's wrong. I'm more expecting the "oh, you held on to it that long" type of thing from her, based on her hatred towards men. I'm joking, obviously, but based on the comments she left, right? You see how she was saying it was made to make fun of women, and I'm not even trying to make fun of her. I'm trying to make a correction, because here's what I did. After I sent her the Google thing, I was like, I sent her the message down here that says, "I was in fact right. Thank you. You've helped me learn an important lesson." And that was that just because the majority are doing it the wrong way doesn't make it right. And that's a very important lesson. And then, like I said, I'm left. I was supposed to be left with the burden of admitting that I'm wrong when I was right, right? And it's easy to fall for the gaslighter, right? Because you don't really, right? And like I said, I hadn't even had to research it. To me, it was common sense. I'm like, just reverse engineer it. That's what I told her. I'm like, I didn't think I had to Google how to take off a cake or put on the cake, and I've dealt with the cake. I'm like, if you ever dealt with it, you just reverse engineer. And then see, this is sometimes what happens when you have common sense. I'm like, you don't have to research. What happened with before computers? Did y'all have to research every single thing, or did common sense? It's like I tell people all the time, or I don't tell people all the time, but it's like I think all the time, like, yo, if I got a watch and I want to take it apart, I would reverse engineer it. If I want to put it back together, I'm gonna put it back together in a specific order. Sometimes people undo it the wrong way in order to be quick, but it's not the right way, right? It's like if you go to a bathroom and you want to change the faucet part of the bathtub where the drain comes out and the knobs are, it's all glued down. They don't want to sit there and melt, waste the time to melt the glue and all that stuff. A lot of time they want to just break it off, boom, put the new one there. But no, there is a mechanism, I'm sure, that no, you can reverse that process, and it'll make it as smooth as possible. It'll be a smoothest possible transition, right? It's not without damaging other things around it, or without the potential risk of damaging other things around it. Because some people might be able to break it off, and it's still a smooth break, and then just replace it. But this is the important lesson that I learned, and then it becomes now. Okay, say she does apologize. What should I accept as an apology now? Because you argued with me when I was right. You see, and that the reason why I texted her back so late, because she, like I said, she ghosted me, but it bothered me. That's why I went back and I googled it, because I'm like, I'm going through life. This past few weeks, I got people who's trying to tell me what to do, and I know that they dead wrong, trying to gaslight me, and I'm like, yo, I'm like, I'm right, and I'm sticking to my guns. Like, I just had my PO just the other day telling me, oh yeah, you can make it right after work. I'm like, are you walking right now? Are you walking to the bus stop right now? You're not gonna make it walking to the bus stop. And you're telling me I'm gonna make it to you all the way to East? No, not happening. I was gonna go see him today, but like I said, I'm in that space. I'm in a good calm space, and I'm not sitting there trying to go out of my way to try to rush. Like I said, I'm drinking this Monster for one, but I don't even think this is getting my blood pressure up. Sitting there trying to be wrong when I'm right is getting my blood pressure up. Sitting there talking to these therapists that I don't need to, these counselors that I don't need to. I had the counselor yesterday sitting there trying to come at me crazy. Like, my nigga, I don't need to see you. I don't want to see you. Just because it's court order doesn't mean I have to do it. They can send me the fuck to jail. Don't get it twisted. And see, that's what brought it back up. I don't need to forgive not a body on this planet. You can sit there and get all biblical. This, that, third man wrote that book. I can sit there and tell you, God didn't tell me directly. He gave me an intuition that when I get angry, yeah, I'm not in a forgiving mood. Especially when I know I'm right. right? So I posted yesterday about Dr. Gengar, right? I'm telling her, I'm like, I'm not angry. I said I'm not anxious. I'm angry. But they'll sit there and try to interpret that as, oh, anxiety. And I'm like, okay, you're saying I'm depressed, anxious, whatever you have you. Check my serotonin levels like they did at McLeod Health, right? Go ahead, check them. You're telling me that I'm having these symptoms or something of depression or whatever. He's anxious, and the anxiety is leading him to anger, and it's causing paranoia because I told her about the gang stalking that was happening at work and in my community when I was on Rock Street. And then you say it's paranoia. Where are you getting this from? And I had the evidence, and she didn't want to look at it again because that's what the majority do. They go, oh nah, I don't want to look at the evidence because then you're gonna prove me wrong. And then everything else I said was baseless, just like she said. Everything she said, the girl with the cake video, was baseless. She said, Google it. I'm like, okay, show me where you Googled it. You see how it took me no problem to take a screenshot? Boom, Google. This is what I Googled, and I was right. So what did you Google? Show me what you Googled. Right? And you see, this is why I posted it on social media. I put the documentation from the visit that it says I requested to have this test. Whether it's a written test, whether you need to take blood work, and I've done the research, you will find no correlation between taking the blood or checking the serotonin in your blood and its correlation to your brain. So where are you making these baseless assumptions from? You're trying to push a narrative. And then if I had the rest of the document, the entirety of the document would show, oh, he's not his normal or usual self. So what is my normal or usual self if you're telling me that I'm anxious or depressed or paranoid right now? So you're basing this off of one visit. You've seen me multiple times, and you're basing it off of one visit that all of a sudden I'm paranoid and this, and you didn't check the evidence that I had on my phone right there. She literally told me, no, I don't want to see it. When I told her, yo, Mark is shitting in my trash can, she didn't go, somebody shitting in your trash can? Who would do that? That's a mental illness. She didn't say that. She said, somebody shit in your trash can? You're anxious. You're angry. Oh my gosh. You're paranoid. What? Somebody who I was kicking it with, pretending to be my friend, came for no apparent reason and shit in my trash can. Of course, it's for the gang stalking and MK Ultra bullshit. But for no other apparent reason that I couldn't, unless he just had a mental health issue, shit in my trash can. This is what I'm telling her. Plus, the reason I even came to the visit was because they was harassing me at work and I needed to get that done for David fucking Danko, who was sitting there trying to harass me out of a job. Again, more evidence. She even said it herself. Yeah, they're trying to fire you. So where are you getting this from? Where are you getting all of this diagnosis of anxiety and all of this from? It's just a fact. And I'm telling you that I'm coming to you telling you, listen, I'm angry. And I'm not even here for that. That's what, as soon as I walk in, the nurse, Ashley, she's like, oh, you seem anxious today. Because, she was ready to push the agenda as soon as I walked. I didn't say nothing to her. She said it first. So where are you getting this from? Enlighten me. When are you going to test me? This was years ago. I just recently seen all my vitals and everything good. Where are you getting this information from? Right? Oh, he's paranoid. People don't stalk people. There's a whole fucking case on MK Ultra. So did you look? Did you go to medical school and look that up before you made these diagnoses? Because if you don't understand that technology exists, how are you ruling it out to be paranoia before you even have the information or do the research? See, I wonder what they teach people. I don't need to go to medical school. I have common sense. Medical school is just teaching you how to gaslight the people who come to you, right? The people who diagnose themselves and go, oh, snap, I'm depressed. That way you could come to them and they'll be like, yeah, you came to us. You felt like you had the problem. Because I've been going to them saying, no, I don't got no problem. And then they're going, oh, no. But I think you do have a problem. Okay, test me for whatever problem you have. Right? Blood pressure. This is why I said serotonin should be measurable in the same way blood pressure is. If you're telling me that it should be what, 5 milliliters to 200 milliliters, check my serotonin. I asked you to do that. Why didn't you check it? Right then and there. All you needed to do is take a shot. You said, oh, we're going to check with the lab for the test. You didn't even take my blood, so what is the lab gonna check? Right? And that's the thing. I knew I was right, but she didn't want to be wrong, so she didn't even test it. She pretty much left me on red. You see? The doctor, I'm talking about the doctor, I'm using an analogy. Right? Just like the girl with the cake video, Dr. Gengar pretty much left me on red. I'm like, yo, okay, test me for my serotonin so I can call bullshit on you. Because I want to ask those questions, right? And you're putting that in my paperwork when you haven't tested me yourself. You're going based on McLeod Health, who held me on suicide watch against my will and did that. Oh, you have low serotonin. You know, we check your blood and you have low serotonin, but there's no correlation between the serotonin and you taking the shot from my arm and the serotonin in my brain. So how did you come up with that conclusion? I want the answer from McLeod Health, Dr. Gengar, and whatever psychiatrist or therapist that they try to get me to do this court order thing, which I'm obviously not going to because they're full of shit. See, the way the medical system is set up and the way society is set up is in order to gaslight you. That way, if you express anger, they can direct you through the system, through the mental health system, in order to discredit you, right? And that's what I learned about Dr. Gengar, right? I'm like, oh, dag, okay. At the time, I was a bit more naive to it. I'm like, oh, okay. I kind of knew, but now I know that she showed me. I was like, oh, dag, I didn't know that they was part of the PSYOP. But now I understand that they're part of the PSYOP. Same thing with my probation officer. Same thing with this fucking counselor for a drug and alcohol. I'm like, how you give me a drug and alcohol evaluation and you don't test me for drug and alcohol? I'm not gonna fail a drug test. I'm not gonna fail an alcohol test. So what made you make the decision that yeah, you need to go to these Saturday meetings for a drug and alcohol meeting that you for drugs and alcohol you don't do? Another instance where I'm right, but they ignore the facts in order to push their narrative. Right? She tried to push her narrative. Oh, Google it. Now I done Googled it with the cake video. I Googled it. You're wrong. Serotonin. Oh yeah, you have low serotonin in your blood. I Googled it. She's wrong. And I went to multiple sources. I didn't just go to the first thing. I done opened up the links and everything, did the research from whatever edu.uk, whatever, all these freaking foreign schools. So show me where you got your information from and your education from that told you, yeah, we took his blood and he got low serotonin and he's clinically depressed. But every time he walks in here, he's happy, except for that one time that he told me that he got gang stalkers. Now all of a sudden he's clinically depressed again. So every time that I walked in there before, when I was my usual self, if you would have checked my serotonin, what would have happened? Was my serotonin at the proper balance that day? Because I wasn't taking pills or anything. I still don't. So how are you measuring this? Right? It's like if you say, oh, you got high blood pressure, right?